MommaLiz here. Ignore the hair. I feel better, and I've been trying to do a few things, and I still kind of look like Hammer Crab, and so I didn't want to put a lot of effort, so I just like wadded my hair up on my head, and this is what happens. So you're getting me all my glory today, but I wanted to come on here because we've had to have so many serious talks the last couple days. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, they've had to stare at my no makeup face, sick, croupy, nasty, raspy voice, which is finally coming back. I'm so happy about that. You know, the last few days have just been me being kind of gloomy and doomy and a lot of things to think about that are not fun things to think about. So I wanted to give you a story time with MommaLiz. I get asked a lot because my son is, I call him my little redneck savant. He's like a little hillbilly MacGyver. You just don't know what he can do, and he all his friends were the same way, but you never knew quite what they were going to get into either. And so had a Saturday off, and he got a call, and they, you know, the boys, his friends, my bonus children, I called them. They're like, hey, we're going to come visit you and MommaLiz. Okay, yeah, we'll be home. We ain't going nowhere. Okay, we'll be there as soon as we get done fishing. Okay. Well, we hear them turn off at the main, like the secondary road. We're like 3 roads off the main road. And nothing big, nothing that we should be concerned about. And then when they get on the dirt gravel road, we hear heinous fishtailing, and I'm like, those boys are gunning it. I'm going to have a talk with them. You know, don't do this. You're going to wreck. Don't, you know. They whip into the driveway, and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, and they're hollering for my son, Lane, come help us, Lane. And I step on the porch, because my bonus kids are yelling like they're dying, and I'm concerned, and I get to almost the first porch step. Now, this was a long time ago. I get to almost the first porch step, and Lane's running, and he's like, what's the matter? And this is what I hear. Well, gaddammit, we turned off the road up by the sawmill, and there's a pretty fox squirrel laying dead in the middle of the road. I picked it up and threw her in the back of the truck. Everything is fine till we hit the gravel, and then when we got to where the dirt started in, that little thing come to life and jumped through the backsliding glass window. It made about 17 loops through my Ranger, and now it's buried in my engine wall, and I can't get the darn thing out. Help, it's gonna eat my wiring. And I'm sitting here watching these 3 little redneck boys trying to find this one fox squirrel in this little Ford Ranger pickup truck. And every once in a while they'll pull their hands back and go, ah! This little fox squirrel kept them at bay for about 20 minutes. They had the hood up. Everything they could strip out of the engine out. They had seats torn apart. They had the glove compartment and dash torn apart. That little sucker was in there. He was hiding. He found a hidey hole, and he was safe, and he was staying there. And he wouldn't have nothing to do with them teenagers. He had done been hit, left on the road for dead, and woke up traveling, and he was not okay with it. So after about 15 minutes of the struggle, they decided they needed to go out to the shed and get those big gloves that you wear when you do certain machinery and plasma cutting and stuff like that. But I call them the big of gloves. It still took them another solid 7 to 8 minutes to get that little squirrel out of that truck. A little turd bit straight through them of gloves. Ooh, you know, they got them teeth that just curve and keep growing. I mean, it was had pretty good grip strength too. I mean, he bit down and he held on for a while. But watching these 3 young boys try to get this one fox squirrel and get outsmarted, I mean, just every 3 minutes they were outsmarted by this little limb chicken. This he was a smart little bugger. And so I put this somewhere. And if I ever run across the film that I took of this, I will post it for you. But they just had the driver's license. They were all between 15 and 17 years of age. And the little boy that was driving was absolutely hysterical. The squirrel ended up leaving huge damage in his engine wall. Did some wiring damage that they had to correct. But at the end of the video, all you can hear me say is, how many rednecks does it take to get a fox squirrel out of an engine wall in a freaking Ford Ranger? It takes three. Three young men, 2 of gloves, about 20 minutes, and a whole lot of laughter. Yeah. So what have y'all found stuck in your engines if you live in the country? Because I guarantee some of you've got better stories than that.